Hi, this is Dr. Vincent Bellonzi. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a chiropractor. I'm also board certified in nutrition. And I work in an integrative medical center. I work with an MD and a DO. You get to do a lot of exciting things. But the most exciting thing I do is chiropractic. So I thought I'd just talk a little bit about what chiropractic is, at least how I use it. Chiropractic is a therapy that can be used to, let's say, relax the spine. It's really not all that spiritual, or we talk about innate. We don't need to get into all that. What it comes down to is the spine can be a conduit for nervous system, for circulation. And if you don't allow interference, that's what we talk about with functional medicine, then with proper function, you're healthy and happy. So when we look at the spine, if it's not in a relaxed position, if it's got fixations, it's not moving real freely, it starts interfering with nerves and blood vessels. So we can remove that interference if we, what we call, adjust the spine. So by mobilizing the joints and getting free movement in the spine, we allow a lack of interference. Or let's say we take one form of interference away. There are many methods that doctors use to do that. There's hands-on adjusting, there's instruments. There's a lot of different ways to accomplish it, with force, without force. But what it all comes down to is getting that network to work correctly of nerves and blood vessels. And taking care of pain. Unfortunately, chiropractic gets short-sighted as just something to take care of back pain. That's really not too hard to do. Relax the spine, relax the muscles, the pain goes away. What we really want to do is enhance function. So as a chiropractor, that's what I really target, is trying to enhance the function. Now, I like to do hands-on adjusting, and it's very effective as a therapy. What we do is we place our hands, hopefully in a specific place in the spine, and we use a little bit of force and leverage in order to move an immovable joint. There are also techniques that don't use force. But again, we're just trying to get the spine to be freely moving. Now, in my office, we use an instrument called the Pro Adjuster. It's a computerized instrument. You can be very specific with it. And I can mobilize joints. First, I can measure actually if they're moving or not. Then I can mobilize them. And then I can measure that I've gotten the movement that I'm trying to accomplish. If I do that, I've then removed interference. Most of the time, pain, spasm, all of the discomforts tend to start getting better, if not clear up completely. But I've also enhanced function. Let me explain that to you. I've had many patients with asthma, and we do other things in the way of trying to stop or slow down that asthmatic reaction. But I've had occasions where by adjusting the spine, removing that interference, the asthma calmed right down. I've had people with stomach problems. Of course, from a nutritional standpoint, we're working on people's digestive systems, trying to make some improvement. And I've also incorporated chiropractic, adjusted the spine, and had stomach function improve. We see a lot of different things happen in relation to the chiropractic approach. Again, if I can get the spine relaxed, if I can remove that interference, and the network works better, the network of blood vessels, the network of nerves, then I can solve problems. Headaches are another example. We have quite a lot of success as chiropractors with relieving headaches. It's because we take that tension component out, we help everything function better, and that headache just seems to disappear. So there are a lot of different therapies that chiropractors use, but the adjustment is the major tool. And it's just a matter of removing interference, mobilizing the joint, getting the body to function better. There's also a lot that you can do in the way of rehab. And when I talk about rehab, I'm talking about taking a joint and perhaps making it better than it was in the beginning. We can talk about knee joints, we can talk about ankle joints. All of them can be adjusted, and that's one form of rehabilitation, is getting that joint to function normally. And sometimes we can induce that function by the adjustment. In fact, we always can induce function. And then with the proper exercise and the proper rehabilitative movements, we can make a real change in how that body functions and how you feel. So if you're having problems, more than just back pain, if you're having any health problems, seek out a chiropractor. In fact, I have actually become more than a chiropractor. Chiropractic is something I do, but I'm considering the fact that I've become a lot of people's most trusted wellness advisor. Chiropractic is a good place to start. It's not invasive. It can be very effective. If you start with a chiropractor, see how much you get out of that. If it doesn't completely solve the problem, the chiropractor will know who to refer you to for the more serious tools, like drugs and surgery. But if you seek out the chiropractor first, and you solve the problem at that level, why do you need to go on? Why do people get so many unnecessary surgeries? Why do people take so many unnecessary drugs? Time after time, there are simple solutions to most of the problems, and chiropractic could easily be one of those solutions. In fact, many times it is. Like I said, I incorporate chiropractic into almost anything that I do, and I've always seen value in it. It's not always the whole picture, but it's usually a part. In fact, that's what we do in our entire office. Integrative medicine and functional medicine have to do with removing interference. And that's really the most effective therapy I've ever seen. Rather than adding more interference, there's a time and a place for drugs, there's a time and a place for surgery. But you have control with much less invasive tools. Chiropractic can be one of those tools, will likely benefit whatever condition we're talking about. Nutrition, exercise, these are all tools that are simply applied and can have huge benefit. Go to the more serious things when something's not responding. So again, chiropractic is just about mobilizing joints. We call it the adjustment. The older term is subluxation. The bone isn't necessarily completely out of place, but it may be fixed in place, and it may not be cooperating with the other vertebra. If we get the spine freely moving, there's no kinks in a sense. Everything moves right, there's no interference. We've solved a problem. So if you're having any health concerns, or if you just want to be better at your activities of daily living, if you want to improve your sports performance, if you want improvement in anything, try chiropractic. It won't hurt you, it'll just help you. Thanks for listening. Seek out a good chiropractor. Check it out.